Shalom, giving all praise to Yahweh Bashem El Shai Bashem Kakwadash. Shalom to the 144,000 rest of the elect out there. Shalom to you all. Anyway, I was correct. There was an earthquake. I did feel the earthquake. I felt the trembles. I never felt this shaking where I'm living at. The whole building shook like a freight train passed right next to it. If a train is that close to you, and I felt it for maybe 3-4 seconds, and it went away. So, and they were saying so. This came up, the Angry Prepper, which I subscribed to him, NYC earthquake. So I'm just gonna let you listen. This is free, fair use, fair use, fair use. I don't make money off of these videos. This is just to confirm what I believed, which actually happened. So let me just let it play. They said it was in New
All
Jersey.
right, guys, what's going on? Thank you for joining me today. I know this is last minute. This is very, but interesting. We experienced an earthquake here. They're saying 4.8, but I think that was closer to the epicenter, which was in Jersey, which is south of me. So anyway, I thought it was just very interesting. Yep, felt it. Rich D said felt it in CT. My son's mother, she said she didn't feel it. She was in CT, but her Trumbull Facebook page, they were ranting and raving about it. Somebody said felt it in North Carolina. The origin is New Jersey. Thank you for that. They say they felt it all the way up north to Boston. I found that to be interesting. And then, Manilow, do you have a job? Like, you are always whatever. Anyway, so it was pretty interesting because this one, at least for New York, was a little more pronounced. It was you definitely felt this one. A couple other times we had it, we didn't know whether it was the train or truck driving by, and then the news told us. This one, I was sitting in my chair, and I'm like, what the hell? And I'm thinking, I'm waiting for a truck to pass by, and then my seat starts bouncing up and down. I'm going, that's in, and before I could finish it, the wife calls up, and she's like, and as soon as my phone started ringing, and I saw that it was her, I'm like, yep, it's an earthquake. So I pick it up, and she's, she said she was crying. It wasn't that bad, but nonetheless, she said she was crying. Felt it in Albany. Mark and John felt it in Albany. We the People felt it in PA. Lebanon, New Jersey. Obviously, if you're anywhere in New Jersey, you felt it. Long Island got a rumble. All right, Steve said Long Island got a rumble. Felt it in, what is that, Coretta, Jersey? I'm pretty sure I said that wrong. Felt it in Port Jervis. Mohawk Valley, felt it. The chair knows. Yeah, was it, the chair knows. And it's funny because sorry, just trying to read a lot of text message because then I would say a decent amount was flooding in. People like, people texting me like, New York City felt the impact of a 4.8 magnitude earthquake. The epicenter was in Lebanon, New Jersey. Somebody had just said that. Thank you for that. And then, they'll brief us on more. There's no more to brief. It came in the past. But as it was going off, I'm sitting in my chair and it's bouncing. And when I realized it was an earthquake, I'm like, how fast can I get downstairs? Keep in mind, I'm 21 flights up. 21 flights up, even if I flew down the stairs, would take me probably a minute, a full 60 seconds, which by then, the earthquake would have been over. It lasted about 5 seconds, maybe a little longer. And I don't know how it felt. My mother texted me. Obviously, your mother's always going to text you. She texted, we just had an earthquake, 4.8. They're in PA. And it was, I think, by the time it got to us here, it was like a 3.2 or 3.4, whatever it was. But yeah, it's funny. As soon as the whole earthquake thing, I'm like, is this the beginning of like this bullshit that we're gonna have for shitty year? I'm like, because if that's the case, yeah, everybody in New York City has to get out. Anything over a 5 in New York City is gonna crush this city. A 7 is gonna level it. A lot of these buildings, guys, were built before earthquake codes. A lot of these buildings were built going far back as early or late 1800s, early 1900s. A lot of these buildings. A lot of the brownstones were built in the 1800s. So a lot of those are not going to withstand the force that comes out of an earthquake. Right? So Ann Morgan says 4.8 earthquake eclipse on 4/8. Nice one. I like that. Yeah, because everybody else said 4.8. I think I read someone that said 4.5, right? Or I just read it. 4.6. No, 4.8. Some said 4.6. Somebody said 3.8. I'm like, it was all over the place. So far, right? No damage in the city. Thank you, Adriana, for that. There's no damage in the city. Again, it was a rumble, but it was way more noticeable this time than it was ever before. Like any other time we had one, you sat there and you were like, was that an earthquake? This time you were like, yo, that's an earthquake. That was pretty impressive. And again, all I'm thinking about is like, shit, man, I'm not making it downstairs. Now, clearly, you live in a tall building like this, right? You live in anything over 7 stories, 6, 7 stories, anything over those two, that height. Your first thought should be staircase. Staircase are normally the strongest part of the building. Those do create more crevices and caverns when they collapse. So do elevator shafts. Elevator shafts are another spot you might want to try to, be in. And you can't get in an elevator shaft per se, but you can stand by an elevator door. You increase your chances of survival. So there is that. But you're clearly going to try to run down the stairs to get to a lower portion of the building. A building this high. This building is substantially strong. It's wide, so an earthquake taking us down would take a lot, but
eclipse.
I wouldn't take the chance.
Solar eclipse.
I wouldn't sit here and be like, oh, this building's strong, I'll be okay. I'm taking my ass to the staircase and running down as far as I can to a safer area. And that's the other thing, too. Florida. So, in the last few years, there's been a lot of earthquakes up here. Growing up, we experienced, I think, one. In my entire childhood, we experienced one. In the last, I would say, 5 years or so, there's been numerous earthquakes. There was one, I think, last year. But that one last year, I didn't even feel it. And everybody was like, did you feel that? And I'm like, I didn't feel the fucking thing. And I'm in a high rise, right? And again, high rises, you normally don't feel it, especially if it's low grade. And I felt the building shaking and my chair was bouncing. I'm sitting in the chair, I'm like, why am I bouncing up and down? Like, what the fuck's going on? And I'm thinking truck.
Epicenter.
And then that was it.
That's going to be I
didn't hear the truck. I didn't hear
Friday,
the fucking
Saturday,
rumbling.
Sunday,
Monday. I was like, shit, that's an earthquake. Like I said, before I could finish that sentence,
you got the
my wife was calling.
The eclipse. If it tarry, as a matter of fact, let me go ahead and read that. It says earthquakes in diverse places, right? If it tarry, wait
so it's
for
definitely
it.
Coffee time after that. I was like, all right,
come.
that was coffee time. And again, I'm wargaming what the hell I'm going to do, and I'm just like, there's not much I can do but head to the staircase. There's not enough prepping in the world or survival skills in the world
and surrounding areas
fight against or
now
ward
the
off
eclipse is going to be on
4/8. With an earthquake, it's luck, and after luck sets in, then it's survival, right? So if I ran into the staircase and I got down to a lower floor and the building collapsed on us because there's a few thousand people in this building and it collapses on us and I get caught in a crevice, now it's survival, right? So everything is luck up until that point.
If you go
and then survival kicks in.
Lebanon, that's the epicenter.
Jason said, what time did it happen? I think it happened around 10:25, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody texted me the time. I think it was 10:25. A couple of people actually texted me.
Earthquake along the Appalachian
Sites are flooded.
because it is has
5.5 NYC sites are flooded. Super slow. Hochul said west of New York City. Right, that's what you call it. I think it was 525. If I'm not mistaken.
They felt it in Florida. They felt it in Philly. They felt it in New Jersey.
So like I said, 523. My friend from the Bronx just texted me. 4.8 magnitude. Epicenter, Lebanon, New Jersey. That was 10:23. That was the exact time. So yeah, coffee. It is.
Everything will be flattened.
I don't know if this is due to the eclipse. I said that a couple of days before the eclipse, we would be experiencing some anomalies. This could be that, but I don't know. I can't say yes. I can't say no. Jean said she did not feel the earthquake in Boston. Okay. She's in Boston. She didn't feel it. But Gene, to be fair, their instruments probably did. Remember, their instruments are a little more sensitive than us. Yeah, but New York City's not too bad. So my mother texted me, if anything stronger happens, leave the building. I was in the kitchen making toast. The thing was on things in the counter started moving. The building moved. I'm like, yeah, no shit, lady. Try to be 21 stories up and thinking, this is it. There's nowhere for me to go but the staircase. She was making toast, as old people do. They make toast at 10:23 in the morning. But, yeah, this is pretty interesting. And then Mike, Hudson Valley Prepping just said shook us up pretty good. And no damage at all. But, of course, when something like this happens, the 911 system gets flooded, which it is probably dying off right now. But they get flooded that they heard something going on, or the ground was shaking, and then everybody's fucking, And then the wife is on now, and she goes, earthquake was in Lebanon and felt it here. No, Gene, it was 10:25 in the morning. Here. On the East Coast, rather, sorry. 10:23 to be exact.
Last 5.0 was in 85. I remember that.
Everything was shaking like a queer eating a hot dog. Nice. But yeah, so that was pretty interesting. That was one of the most interesting. And again, guys, nobody had Earthquake NYC in their bingo card. I'm pretty sure no one had that one. But we're gonna see, like I said, more interesting shit this year. And this anomaly, again, I'm not sure if it's connected to the eclipse or not. I don't know. I wish.
He predicted.
I wish I could know for sure. Maybe they'll tell us. So major airports stopped their flights because of the earthquake. Trains also stopped running because of the earthquake. I don't have any confirmation on that, but I know that's one of their protocols for anywhere that there's an earthquake. I was watching the wall sway back and forth. Yeah, Mike, Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival said he was watching the wall sway back and forward, evacuated the building. And my mother told me if anything, stronger happens, leave the building. Okay. I'm going to fast rope all the way down, 21 stories. Just set up my fucking rope and fucking fast rope my way down on the outside of the building. I had thought of that, and I said, that's not practical. But neither is dying in a fucking building. So with people you do not like. There's nothing more frustrating than dying in a building with people you do not like. And possibly, in some cases, hate. So this would be my fucking gravesite, and I would die with thousands of people I don't fucking like. That fucking blows. That's gotta blow. The spam would survive, though. That's for sure. You would find a can of spam before anything else, before people. You're digging through the rocks, like, oh, I found a can of spam. Right next to it, the Angry Prepper, smushed.
Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom. So it's been confirmed. Earthquake.
If you're in the bathroom, be seasick.
Shalom.